What was I thinking?
Today we are in Paris and we are doing graffiti. Yes, you heard that right, we're doing graffiti in Paris. But before we go out and vandalize the city of love, I figure we need to find some inspo. We need to find some inspiration. We need to figure out what am I going to draw.
So why not go somewhere that it's the complete opposite of graffiti to find some inspo? And if you guys guessed that I am at the Louvre, that is correct. And it's really cold here, so let's just go right in.
And probably you're wondering, why? Why the Louvre? Well, I thought it would be fun to do some street art with a classical twist. It's called juxtaposition. And I will say the Louvre is huge and very overwhelming, since there's so many paintings you don't even know where to look at, and so many people. But once you slow down and tune out all the noise, it can be really enjoyable and it feels magnificent. Also, I've always been a huge fan of Renaissance art and Baroque art. I love how they romanticize, celebrate, and kind of even glorify the human body. I have always been obsessed with cherubs as well. If you don't know what they are the chubby baby angels you see here and probably in a lot of old paintings. And all this is giving me an idea. So I think our quest in the Louvre is over. But before we leave, we cannot come to the Louvre and not see the most famous painting in the world. No, not that one, this one. So let's stop by and say hi to Miss Mona Lisa. You can see her all the way in the back over there. And today we are in luck because the line isn't that long, so we can go see her up close. There she is, and off we go. Alright, and this is the next morning after the Louvre. Based on my findings, I really liked the cherub idea, so I want to do something with a cherub. I've always had this weird obsession with them, so much that one day I might get a cherub tattoo somewhere in my body. And also I did like the snake of this painting a lot, and also I have this snake ring, so I think I want to do a combination of both. Here's my sketch. Basically we have the little cherub and then he's intertwined with the snake. I covered the eyes because I think it's gonna be really hard to do small details with spray paint, and then I put a little square here and I want to try to make it a gradient like the one from my logo. If this was in a museum, you know, like the little tag would say, in this painting from the 18th century, you see an angel intertwined with a snake. We don't know if it is dancing or fighting with the snake, but Marcel used to say that the snake represented temptation, the evil with the good and whatnot, that, you know, like something like that. So there will be all these guesses on like what's actually happening. So we're really doing the full-on Renaissance experience, kind of. That's the plan. I need to head over to the area we're doing the graffiti at, and then I'm gonna give you more details on the whole situation once we're closer to the time. And one of my favorite things in Paris so far has been biking around Paris. It really allows you to see and feel the energy of the city. Also, this little happy accident happened where I went to this super cool underground graffiti tunnel, which was perfect for even more inspo and prepare the mood. Alright, and we're running a little bit late to the graffiti thing, but let me give you some context before we get there. Basically, I am not vandalizing. Like, I didn't come to France to get in trouble or to get in jail, even though I do have vandalized before. Basically, when I was a teenager, I used to go around my hometown and graffiti empty walls with the phrase, follow your dreams, with my friends. And I still try to live by that phrase. I guess this is what I'm trying to do right now here in Paris, but in a way that it's not illegal. This is an actual graffiti workshop. I'm not sure if the outcome is gonna be good or bad, but at least they're gonna give me a little bit of a class before. So hopefully we'll have a cool graffiti artwork by the end of this video. So we got to the graffiti spot and it was already dark since it's winter, but it was this cool skate park and we had no time to waste. The instructor went right into explaining how to hold the spray cans, how to do strokes, what to do, what not to do, the best way to do shapes, fill them in, and do gradients. Now, it was our turn to try. Like I mentioned earlier, I had tried doing graffiti before, but it was with cheap and bad spray paint, and I had no clue on what I was doing. These were really good cans, so there was hope. And I will say being familiar with painting and art can really help you when you try new mediums, but also each medium has its own different tricks, so I wasn't horrible at it, but I wasn't great either. And in between practicing my lines, shapes, and gradients, I tried to squeeze in a trial run for my cherub. The other people at the workshop went for lettering, but since I am crazy and had already gone to the Louvre, I needed to commit to my design and this video. And now, the time had finally come to do my masterpiece. I had 1 hour to do all this. What was I thinking? So I started my process the same way I start a pencil sketch, doing my rough, drawing through my shapes, finding the anatomy and volume. Just trying to have a really solid base. I switched colors and started tightening and solidifying my drawing to minimize my room for error. Then it was time to fill it in. And honestly, it was coming along nicely. I was really into it, so into it, that I didn't realize everyone else was almost done, and we only had 10 minutes left. Now I had to finish it all in 10 minutes. So I went straight into inking, rushing through it, and by the end, to make it better, I tried to add a few yellow highlights. And I am back in my hotel room right now. This is officially my first graffiti piece ever, or at least the first legal one. And I know it didn't turn out perfect, but like, okay, first, it was my first time with the medium. 2, we had a huge time constraint. You know, we had 1 hour to practice and then 1 hour to actually do the final piece. And 3, probably me choosing to do a Renaissance-inspired piece was not the smartest choice. But, you know, I wanted to pay homage to Paris and the Louvre and Renaissance art. So I'll say I'm happy with this result, you know? All I know is that I need to take a hot shower and hopefully get some energy to explore Paris a little bit more. So I will see you in the next one.